Hey guys, welcome back to another week of What's Up Wednesdays with your host, Polished Gaming. And without further ado, we'll get into it here. This week we've got a few DLCs come out on some games that I've got here. But the first one that I've got is, I played a game called A Castle Full of Cats. Now, this one here is, think of it like, I don't know if you actually, Where's Wally pretty much for one. You're basically just trying to find it. You got a picture, you try to find all these cats are everywhere. Some are hidden, some you have to tap bushes and basically bring them out. It's pretty easy 1,000. And it was actually surprisingly fun. Like, it wasn't like it was actually a chore like some of the games that I play from East Asia Soft and stuff like that. But this one was actually quite fun. I enjoy the Where's Wally books. And what was the other one? I think it was I Spy. I think it was. Basically just finding hidden objects. But with this one, you're finding cats and in a castle. So yeah, so it's kind of fun, easy 1,000, and yeah, not much more about that. Next one here is a DLC for Caesar's Path, I think it's called, SISSAS. I'm guessing it's Caesar, and that's the name. With this one here, it's basically it's pretty much, it's a puzzle game, but it's pretty much one of those ones where you have to, like I said last week, you're going up, down, left, right, left, and then you're pretty much just pushing things over onto their respective places. And yeah, it was pretty easy 1,000. I think when I went into it, pretty much I only needed to do 5 levels, and one of them, it was a bit glitchy. One of them said do level 44, but it was actually level 43, and the other one said do level 47, and it was 45. It's a bit of a mess, but hey, it was an easy 1,000 with that one. Now, the next one here is actually a shoot 'em up, which is surprisingly, it was cheap, it was easy, but it was really well made. Like, it was one of those ones, I'm trying to think, it's very Geometry Wars-ish, but it's not a twin stick. It's not a twin stick anyway. In fact, it's automatic aiming. So basically what you got, say you got one in the middle, you basically want to go around it, but when you get close to the target will target straight onto it. So you just like hold X, then you got to hold left trigger, I think it was, and like Y and X and stuff like this, and it does your super moves. But you really got to hold off on certain times of those. It's pretty easy 1,000. I quite enjoyed it. For a shoot 'em up, it was quite enjoyable. Very new, kind of very niche-y kind of style of the game. It's almost like I haven't actually come across a game like it before, and I do like my shoot 'em up. So hey, if you want to give a shoot 'em up a go that's completely really kind of new, try Zero Strain for the Xbox Series X. Might be on PlayStation. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked into that, but it is a pretty easy, relatively easy 1,000. It did have a bit of challenge to it, but nothing major. Now, the next one here is Trash is Fun. Now, this one here is kind of like a tower defense game. It pretty much is a tower defense game, but instead of actually running on a specific path, you pretty much have a base. You got turrets at each side. You have to use repairs to repair it. Basically, zombies are going to attack that one, and you're pretty, well, a zombie-ish kind of monsters, almost they're saying. And they'll come in, once they get through that, they'll start attacking your base. There's also other things to worry about. You've got to constantly, in certain levels, you've got to, I just go by level 3 or level 2 on this one. You have to basically make newspaper. You have to make newspaper, so you've got to put in the ink, then you've got to put in 5 bits of paper, push the button, that'll bring out something else. Then you go up to the top, you put in the paper that you've just made, and then another ink thing, well, I'm guessing some kind of chemical that works with it, and that'll make the newspaper. Then you go put it into that to raise your level up, which you've got to have at least minimum. You've got to do it twice minimum. But it's very hard to do this while you're getting attacked, while you're trying to repair. And on top of that, well, you also, in some levels, like level 3 to 5, you have to put power in. A bit weird with the power, the way it works, because you can just chuck any item you've got in it, except the Molotovs, but Molotov cocktails. But other than that, you can just chuck in, you can grab some ink and just chuck it straight into power. But you've got to feed your power, you've got to keep your base alive over 30, and you start off on 10, and you've got to keep your zombies alive. Well, you've got to keep your turrets alive without the zombies coming in. So it was pretty crazy. I actually saw at first I thought it was nearly impossible without 2 players, and then I actually started to figure out a way how to get around it. There's a lot of people that were having struggles with it as well, and a lot of people on Reddit were saying about it. So yeah, there were a couple of people, and we worked around it and managed to figure out a way to do it. And some person has actually put up a walkthrough in terms of that, so a little bit of a solution in there, and it helps a lot. Now, that was 1,000 CC. That was just a DLC for it. Now, the next one here is one that I just played just before, which, to be honest, I ain't going to write home, but it started to frustrate me. It's called One Button Games 5 in 1. Now, this one here is exactly like the title suggests. One button. You have multiple buttons, but with, say, the first level is you're basically going around the edge like that, and you can, if you push A, Y, or B, you'll basically go the other way. If you push it again, you go the other way. If you push X, that's your gun. See, it's not really two buttons, but it's only one button at a time. All the other ones are pretty much exactly the same. Like to go down, you've just got to let it go, and then to stop, you've got to hold it. It's a very, honestly, I didn't like it. It was a very confusing game, and I just did not like it at all. So, yeah, glad to get that one out of the way. Hopefully it doesn't have any more DLC for that. If it does, I will get rid of that quickly. So, that's it for the DLC this week. So how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5,000 Gs this week. Not too much, but hey, I'm starting to kind of run thin on some of the easier games. So I'm starting to kind of go into a bit of harder games. I do want to actually start up games. Now, the next one's here, these two games here. Now, this week, I decided to go back on a game that I had not completed years ago, which I used to play it at when I was living with a couple of my other mates, and there was Emma, Jess, who else was living there at the time? Because we were playing this. I'm pretty sure we were playing this at Vera, and I think Ben was living there as well. Yeah, there's a few people there, and basically we just got absolutely addicted to this. Now, not all the games on here are great. It's Peggle. Peggle was the one that was just so addictive. We're trying to get million scores. Went crazy, absolutely crazy on trying to finish this. This and Hexic we went pretty crazy on, but yeah, I haven't actually played. I haven't played Bejeweled 2. Will never go in my Xbox. I know how hard that game is, and I don't like Bejeweled. I really don't. Same as Candy Crush. I just don't like those kind of games. I don't mind Columns and Tetris, but I just don't like that game. Astro Pop, I'm guessing, is an Arkanoid kind of clone. Yeah, and I haven't actually played that one either. Feeding Frenzy, I've got the 200 in pretty easily. That one was fun. But the Peggle one, I've only got like about 85 Gs out of 200. So I will be going back on that. I'm going over the challenges slowly. They are as hard as I remembered them, some of the challenges there. So quite a fun game. The PopCap games are pretty fun. I've got a few of them. With this, I need the PopCap Volume 2, which is a little bit more harder to find. And now this goes on to my next subject here. Now, Battlefield 3. Now, you've obviously heard me. If you listen to my other videos, I've talked about how rotten EA is to the core. They're still there. I did boycott most of the games. Look, I wanted to go back over this game, and I wanted to finish it. I'm very close to level 45, and I've got one more achievement in Back to Karkan, and that's all I need. I haven't got any other DLC, so I won't count that, but that's all I need, and the servers are closing in November. So I really want to get onto this game. Here's the problem. I can't get in because you need an EA login, and as said before, my EA login is linked to an old email, and they want me to reset the password, and I cannot access this email. I ring up my ISP, and they basically say, oh, it's not our problem. But it is your problem. I can't access the email anymore. So it gets a bit frustrating when you can't do it and they're telling me to go into the store, and honestly, I can't be bothered. So as much as I want to finish this game so badly, I just don't think I actually physically will, because I just can't be bothered going down to the mall and talking for ages to an absolute idiot of an employee that's going to tell me that I probably don't have the right access. Just the same as they said online. Even though this email was deleted years ago, I now have a completely different email. This email was tied to an account over 15 years ago that I have no access to anymore. So I don't know. I don't get what the game is, but yeah, you suck. But this game was so awesome, man. I used to play this in the Shark Canals. It was just so fun, like so fun. The Frostbite 2 engine. This is just epic game. I like Battlefield 4, but this was one of my favorite. That and Battlefield Bad Company and Bad Company 2 and 1943. They are just epic games, and then they kind of just went a little bit. I played a bit of 4. I didn't really like it too much with the China Rising. And 5 I haven't even played. So, yeah. And that's about it for the games this week. But I will talk about a little bit about the Olympics, because we just scored a gold. So New Zealand, we as a little country down on the bottom right-hand corner of the world, depending which way you look at it. Some people will believe that it is not in the right corner of the world because the Earth is flat. But if you look at it almost in terms of a flat map, we pretty much are in the right hand side. That's why we're one of the first places to see the sun, because that's where the time zone starts. Even though it does go off Greenwich Mean Time, but Greenwich Mean Time is what, 12, I believe, 12 GMT. So we have one of the first places to see the sun, which is Gisborne, and Chatham Islands is one of the first places. Even though you can go to people like, oh no, but international waters, this island, blah blah blah, which the Americans typically done. They didn't want us to be first. They wanted to be first, so they've done that. Yeah, so basically, we are the first place to see the sun, regardless of which way. First land that sees the sun. So with that one, we don't really get too much. In terms of sports, we're a very small country, but we're very sports orientated. We have one of the best rugby teams in the world. We've won the America's Cup, which is a multi-million-dollar organisation, which we shouldn't even really be a part of. We've done pretty well in the cricket. We're not too bad. We do okay. League. Yeah, the Warriors aren't so great. They have their moments. We were in the finals last year, but we'll take it. So yeah, unfortunately, let's go on Warriors. Those guys, it's, I don't know, they tend to kind of let you down a little bit. Well, we do have a very sports orientated country, and with that, we actually do pretty well in the Olympics for our size. And one thing that we're normally really good at, two things that we're really good at. Well, actually, two kind of sports. Two disciplines. One, we're really pretty good at the rugby side of it. The sevens we won last year. This year we won gold as well. So good. Congratulations to our female team for the world, the All Black Sevens. That was absolutely amazing game there, and we won that one, and that gives us the gold medal. But with that one, we also are really good at rowing and any kind of water sports in terms of it. We've done pretty well. We used to have Barbara Kendall in sailing and stuff. We actually used to have a very good swimmer with Daniel Loader. But yeah, over time, we've had shot putters, we've had weightlifters, we've had discus throwers, but really our rowing has always kind of been up there. And last year, we absolutely smoked it. The women's team, can't for the life of me remember her name. I just remember her being absolutely jacked in the upper body. Like, she is ridiculous. And if you've ever been on a rowing machine or rowed before, it is chronic. These guys are doing it 2Ks. They train their whole life for this stuff, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, we're into the finals, which is tomorrow at 8:30 and 9:20, I believe. The females and the males double scull. So that'll be an interesting watch. Hopefully we do get gold there. And with that, I will also let you know on my gamer score currently at the moment, chasing that 1.3 million to get me into the top 3. I'm at 1,082,055, so getting very close to hitting that 1.1 mil. Once I get that 1.1 mil, I'd say it's going to be pretty quick, because I'm just going to start hammering for it. I'm going to really go and have a look at what games are 3,000, 5,000, stuff like that, and I'm just going to hammer through them. I just need to get up there. So yeah, at the moment, that's pretty much it for the week here. I do have a big bundle, a little bit of an insight into a bundle that I'm getting from Sam Mudgeway that will take a bit of time to pay off. This one is quite a big bundle. This is what's awesome. He does allow me to pay off bundles with this. I'm sure he doesn't actually allow that for all his customers, but I'm one of his, I'd say one of his most loyal customers, one of the people that buys a lot of them. So, and that we do have a mutual agreement in terms of it, and he lets me pay it off at a decent rate. So it really helps me out, because I'm not a good saver. I'm shocking with money. So I kind of pretty much just get money and it burns a hole in my wallet. Hence why some of the games you see, it's just like fashion designer for DS. I'm just getting it for the sake of getting it, and it's fun to get. Actually, another thing that I'll talk about as well this week, there is a woman in terms, I believe she's in New Zealand gaming community. Can't remember her full name, but I know his name's Brittany. If you're watching this or anything like that, get in contact with the games that I purchased off you. I purchased Spy Hunter 3D and Rayman 3D for the 3DS for $4.50 each. I won them on $1 reserve. I get the feeling that she's not liking the fact that they sold for $4.50, because I've messaged her. She says, yeah, I'll get in contact with you. She said, what's your address? I gave her my address, even though it's given to her twice in the auction, and now she just ghosted me. So if I don't get a contact by the end of the week, I most likely will get bad feedback and hope that I don't get bad feedback myself, because it's just disgusting that you don't, hey, you want to put up for $1? Who cares? If you lose it for $1, that's on you. You chose. If you want to set an amount, like, what you're happy with, like, let's just say it cost you $50 and you want to get your $50 back, put it at 50 reserve. You can always put your reserves at a low reserve or whatever you want to do. But when you go $1 reserve, you are just asking for it. I have literally watched games that go for $300 go for $10. So it's just one of those things that you really got to kind of take a gamble on it. And sometimes that gamble pays off. Other times it doesn't. On this terms, I would say it's not like they're like $100 games. I think Spy Hunter's maybe 15 and Rayman's I think 7 or 8. So it's not like she's losing too much on it. But if she purchased them back in the day, they were probably like $170 games or something. But regardless, games don't hold their value unless they're very specific. So that's me for this week. Hopefully I get in contact with Brittany and I get I pretty much get the games and work out. But it's going to be a bit slim pickings this week. So it's probably going to be a bit of a short video in terms of weekly pickup. So hopefully stay tuned and you'll subscribe and keep notified. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.